Diego Pato Oliveira Batista is a name that shines in the world of BJJ. A young boy who started his journey in a small town with big dreams. From humble beginnings to becoming a legend, this story is a true inspiration filled with moments of struggle, passion, and incredible victories. The Year of the Duck was a turning point where Pato faced numerous challenges but came out on top with his incredible strength. It's a tale that will captivate your heart and inspire you to chase your dreams. Join us as we explore the extraordinary life of Diego Pato Oliveira Batista and see how he became a true hero. Diego Oliveira Batista, commonly known as Pato, is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt born on October 2, 1998, in Parintins, a municipality situated in the far east of the Amazonas state. When he was 10 years old, he moved to Manaus with his father. Diego's cousin, who started MMA, played a major role in influencing him to have a desire to become an MMA fighter one day. He admired his cousin and wanted to follow in his footsteps. However, his cousin suggested that he first had to make a perfect ground base before starting MMA training, as it is the most important element of the cage fighting sport, according to him. In 2012, when Diego turned 13, he followed his cousin's advice and took his first BJJ class in the Jiu-Jitsu school of Arley Silva, a black belt who ran a social project near Pato's neighborhood. He started with a lot of other white belts and their coach let them compete a lot. The group grew and competed a lot together. Diego Oliveira Batista is widely known as Pato, a nickname his training partners gave him when he was just starting as a young grappler. The story of how he got his nickname is actually quite funny. Because there were so many Diegos at the gym, they had to think of nicknames for all the Diegos in class so they'd know who the coach was talking to. Because Diego was very small but had big feet compared to his body, they started to call him Pato, which means duck in Portuguese. After a few months, Diego was already used to his name and even felt strange when someone was calling him Diego. Diego trained under Arley for almost a year until he was a green belt, but after the shutdown of the school project, Pato was left without a coach. However, since he was really into BJJ competitions, he decided to continue his grappling journey by joining the Nabil JiuJitsu Academy. As a teenager, Diego started to earn money by competing in local tournaments. The money he won wasn't a lot, but it was enough to support himself and cover some household expenses alongside his father. This experience encouraged Pato to pursue his professional career in grappling. It showed him the potential of his skills and the possibility of making a living through his passion. In 2016, Pato got promoted to blue belt. After winning many competitions in Manaus, his coach told him that if he wanted to compete more and make jiu-jitsu his profession, he had to move to São Paulo or Rio. So his coach raised money to buy a ticket to São Paulo and gave Pato some money to start his life there. Diego got in touch with the renowned coach Cicero Costha and talked to him about his goals in his grappling career. Costha expressed his trust in Pato and invited him to become a part of Costha's Colored Belts program, where accommodation, food, and a high level of training would be provided. However, there was no place in the fighter's house at first, so Diego lived in the gym. This was a scary experience, he stated, being a 15-year-old living all by himself. The program took care of some carbs most of the time, but the fighters had to take care of the rest of the food, like protein for example. There were times that Diego didn't eat for days and was only living on water. Because Costha was already taking care of his gym and of many fighters, Pato didn't want to ask his coach for more help. His father called him every day to ask how he was doing. He lied to him, telling him he was fine. These were difficult times for Pato. At that time, Pato hadn't won many tournaments yet, so he wasn't making a lot of money. One day, after Pato had spoken with his father, he had enough of being hungry and decided to look for a sponsor. That day, he found a sponsor who provided food for him every day. From that moment, things started to get better for Pato. Because training and food were provided, he could focus more on competition. Organizations knew that the fighters of Costha were tough and they'd bring attention to their competitions. Pato asked organizations to work there so he could compete for free. Sometimes he fought in his own division and in open class both on Saturday and Sunday. This made him earn enough money to stop working for his registration at the tournaments. At the end of 2016, Pato won the Grand Slam Rio de Janeiro, where he won $500. On his way back to São Paulo, his friend told him that he had trials in Colombia for the Abu Dhabi World Pro. But Pato's friend couldn't go himself because he was still a juvenile. So he suggested that Pato would go instead of him. Spending his just earned $500 on a ticket to Colombia, Pato decided to go for it. 2 months later, he won the trials, and competing at the Abu Dhabi World Pro was a fact. From that moment, Pato knew that he could live the jiu-jitsu life for sure. From 2016 up to 2019, Diego competed in numerous BJJ events and became one of the best and most feared grapplers in colored belts in the light featherweight division. He won many titles, such as the IBJJF Pans, Europeans, South American Championship, and Worlds. In June 2019, Cicero Costha promoted Pato to black belt. The year 2021 was incredibly competitive, which gave him the chance to make his name in the jiu-jitsu world as a black belt. And that is when he was widely regarded as one of the year's best competitors. At the beginning of 2022, Diego Oliveira left his longtime coach Cicero Costha and joined the famous Dream Art Academy. He had an opportunity to train at one of the highest level BJJ academies. His move to Dream Art Academy marked an important turn in his career, bringing new opportunities. But in February 2023, Diego left the Dream Art Academy to join the Art of Jiu-Jitsu Academy. His transition was a major gain for AOJJ. His remarkable abilities and achievements made him a valuable addition, bringing a lot of experience and talent to the team. Pato already had many epic fights with wins over a lot of great fighters, like Miram Makwini in the light featherweight division at the 2021 IBJJF World Championship. At the IBJJF World's No-Gi, Diego won over Gabriel Souza. At the IBJJF World Championship 2022, Pato won over Diogo Reis after an intense fight. The Year of the Duck continued to captivate as Pato, the champion of both the WNO featherweight and lightweight divisions, successfully defended his featherweight crown. On June 20th at the Palmer Event Center in Austin, Texas, Pato faced off against Fabricio Andre, the world's number 3 featherweight during WNO 24. This eagerly awaited match, known as the People's Main Event, also possibly previewed what could be the finals of ADCC World 2024. Despite judges favoring Andre at one point, Pato showcased his remarkable skills by dramatically turning the tables in the last 5 minutes of the match. He swiftly changed the momentum and secured his win with a rear naked choke, ending the match with 3 minutes left. This spectacular performance not only solidified his standing as a top athlete, but also provided the audience with an unforgettable experience. As we conclude the exploration of Diego Pato's extraordinary journey, it's evident that his story is one of true passion and constant dedication. From his highs and lows to his stunning achievements, he has constantly proven himself to be a fighter full of strength who doesn't give up. His remarkable spirit has helped him secure his name in the world of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu as being one of the best fighters. With each competition, he continues to inspire and excite fans around the globe. The next chapters of his career seem to be as thrilling and inspiring as the ones we've already witnessed, and we can't wait to see where his journey will lead him next. That wraps up the video. If you enjoyed this video, please show us your support by liking our video and subscribing to our YouTube channel with the bell notifications on so you never miss another upload on our channel. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.